This one? Okay, should be better now. Should be better now. Can you hear me now? You should be able to be hearing me. If not, then that is a problem. So my StreamYard side says I am actually audible, but if you can't hear it, you can now hear me? Oh, very good. That's what I want to see. So, so to become in context, is that this is a 1 year fresh defense exchange variation. As you know, fresh defense players like the fresh defense, but they really hate the exchange version. It's really boring. But this research project is 1 year. Nobody has ever done this. Nobody has spent 1 year to have a variation from good turn to boring and drawish to be actually playable, one, fun, and winning. So I try to make the fresh defense black actually fun, enjoyable, and try to play for the win. So yeah, so that's trying to do this whole year. So this is a Queen 2 version I'm talking about. So thank you for letting me know that the audio was not good. So I don't know why StreamYard was not allowing me to speak. So I had to change the settings, and I did. So thank you for letting me know. And how's your day today? I appreciate you coming to my stream. Hopefully you're having a good day. Okay. With this one, I'm using Stockfish in a query database. This is a cool one. It's called Cloud Database Query Interface for the chess. So, hello Kuzu, how are you doing? Nice to see you. Hopefully doing well as well today. Oh, you're in the cool country of India. Oh, very good. Nice to see some people that are really late at night for yourself coming to watch me, of all people. Doing bueno? Yes. Very good. That's very good to hear. We have a friend from India. He's watching me all the way from that country and also watching me, and I'm appreciated that he took his time to watch me, of all people that he can watch instead. So, yeah, we're looking at the Queen 2 version Quizu in the first defense and how to play against it with fun things as black. So bishop f5 development moves, maybe his bishop e3 is a pain point, maybe. So bishop d3, bishop takes d3, queen takes d3, maybe? Yeah, queen takes d3. If the queen takes d3, okay, this is weird. How it should be recommends bishop takes f6 intermezzo. It's interesting how that really is the main line. But the more human approach that they'll probably take with the queen. Knight b7. I think that maybe people will do that. Rook h1. Queen c7. Let's see. Queen c7, bishop d3, queen a5. So basically just dancing around. Let's have a think. Why not queen a5 first move, not just queen c7, then queen a5? That's the question. That is the big question. All right, let's have a think. I rushed a couple moves in a row, but let's have Stockfish think about this perspective. But yeah, but this awesome guy from India, he says he plays the first defense for a while, and he knows the first defense. He knows the plight about the first defense. They don't like the exchange version that plays, and it's boring if you don't play it right. But I'm just trying to provide a solution to play and have a good time. And whenever you see the exchange version, you'll be having a smile on your face because you can have fun with it. So that's the research. And I always argue that let's say, if we had Ding the Ren in the, let's say, the World Championship match not too long ago, play against my research against Gukesh, maybe he'll be still having a psychological edge in the match that they had. So it was crushing Gukesh in the very first defense game. With the second first defense game, Gukesh was smart and he played the exchange version and he was able to have him hold. So, okay, let's say, even if you go a5, b5 before, there will knight b1 and block the slow attack, even if you're exactly right. So that's why we have to think about these things. It's not that simple. We got to make sure that we have a deliberate plan, that we have our good old trusty friends, Stockfish, actually formulate a plan. So let's say maybe queen a5, run away. Queen a5, why not? Queen c7 is a pointless thing. Okay. Knight e5. Okay, knight e5 is a thing. Is possibly a thing. Contention, bishop b4. Oh, okay, bishop b4 is interesting. Very interesting. Bishop b4, I like this one. Because either way, we're trying to make some weaknesses on the queen side for white. Long-term, let's say, static weaknesses that we can target. But this is weird. This is the only move. This is a good thing for black. So we could say only serious move. So this is what we want. We want to have white be forced to find the best moves. Because if you do that, let's say, for example, if they do something else. Let's say if they do something else, like, I'm not sure, this one. This is another deliberate thing that people could try. Then knight d7. Then f4. Watching the squares. But this is a cold case. This is really bad. Black is winning. F5. So, yep, this is really bad. Black is winning. So, another one example. So, for the point that bishop takes f6 is the only move, what other moves can people play? Is possibly this one, queen h3. Queen h3 is another try, but this is still, again, bad because bishop takes e3, queen takes e3, then queen takes a2. Don't trade the queens, but take the free pawn. Queen takes a2. So, yeah, black is clearly better. So there's a whole host of problems that white has. That's why they have to do this awkward bishop takes f6. Bishop takes f6 is the main line, but is really nerve-wracking. How do we do this deliberately? Doing that instead, it's like, okay, this is like queen e3, queen e3. Queen e3 is like the, okay, queen e3 is the sideline. There, knight b7, there. Then we have to do bishop takes f6. Okay, knight f6 instead. All right, f3, the block e4 things. Okay, let's have a think. This is exactly what I want. I have white do only moves, and black enjoys the fact that the white player will trip a lot of times. No problem. Tell me the truth of life. That's a very complicated question to answer, to be honest. The answer to life, the purpose of life, it's really philosophical. That goes beyond anybody's individual comprehension. What do you think that something you thought worked? That's the question. That's the good question. Alrighty. With that being said, let's have Stockfish think about things because it's important time to deliberate what to do now. And Stockfish is crushing the numbers, and we'll find out what it's thinking now. Okay, we have a queen a5 move. We have, let's say, it's like, okay, this is a rook 8 move. Rook 8 move. Queen a2, bishop f5, bishop f5, bishop 3. I'm in the Curry database. Curry database to see what happens. So let's go back to the Stockfish. Stockfish says we should do is white. White should do bishop d6 back. Also, is debating between that and queen c7. These are two moves of the top engine moves. And with that being, let's say, confusion, let's have it calculate long, deep lines and say, okay, this is a, at the end of the day, this is to be the most productive line to go down. So that's the plan for us today. So again, research rushed is not going to be good research. Let's have our patience. So we're having 2 hours to discuss about this queen e2 line. And if we get the answers, that's all good for us because the goal is next year, January 2026, I'll give them a release of all this research for free. All research for free. And It'll be a big old giant freebie. That's the thing. All right, so let's see what Stockfish says. Stockfish says we go Bishop 6, Queen 7. Bishop 6 back is really, I'm not saying faulty, but it's like lackluster. Why do you go there to go back for some unknown reason? Unknown to me, at least. Bishop 6, Bishop 6, and let's say they don't. Let's say keep it 1. Let's say they wait. Queen 7. Okay, they want to put pressure on okay. Queen 7 is the one to put pressure on this e5 knight. Yep. F4. All right, B5. And this is where we have some actual motion. G4, B4. And you said knight B1, right? Well, the king is in the way, so let's say knight E2. Knight E2. Let's see what happens now. Knight E4, possibly. Knight E4 is a possible move to attack an F2. All right. F2 is a threat. Queen F3, defending against that threat. F6 to attack the knight. Possible, but let's have Stockfish look at it. So we made a lot of moves. Let's have a chill moment and think about these things. And we are starting fresh from black. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. I'm just looking from a opposite perspective. So if I wanted to, I could just look at this way. But I want to see how it looks from the opponent's point of view, just for psychological reasons. So if I'm comfortable that black is polarizing me in this sense, I'm sure that this research will be actually striking fear in the hearts of the opponent. So if you're looking at your perspective and you don't look at the other side rather, then you're going to have what you think is a really good psychological pull, but really is fine looking in the other way around. So that's why I did the flip. So this is actually the perspective we want to see. So I'm just doing the research purposes why we flip it. So in the real game, you'll never have this white perspective, but this research is actually trying to see the psychological edge we have as black. So F6, 93. Okay, rook e7. We could double up the rooks. Okay, is debating between rook e6, rook e7. Rook e7 looks like more natural. But let's have a think. Let's have a think. But yeah, we're looking at the black side. The point is we're searching from the black side, and just perspective from the white side of this game. That's the point. Okay, let's see. Because a lot of times I try to play this is a bully method that my coach taught me, that if you think that there's nothing here in this line, try to play as the white side, and you'll see how badly you're crushed, because this research has a line that is actually trying to well, destroy you. In any sense, you just play naturally, and you think about it, you're gonna just lose every time because this replies black is too good. That's the thing. We're trying to, let's say, reveal ourselves before we try to play the bully method. Okay, let's see. What's this white's gonna do? Black, rather. Well, white's gonna try. Let's say h4. H4 is like is actually rook black side. Rook e6. Rook e6 looks like the winner. But what about f5? F5 is a really tempting option, human option. But maybe it's like a this is too so too early for white. So yeah, f5 is a natural move to immediately take the rook, attack the rook. So this is a for research purposes, human nature will say just attack the rook right now and gain tempos. h4, and we have to prove why is this bad. Okay, now we go queen h5 again or a5. Queen a5 looks like is the way. Knight dc1, knight dc1. Okay, knight dc1. This is really, if it okay, knight dc1 apparently is the one to go. Queen b6. Well, why is queen b6 a move? Queen b6 because perspective jump. Okay, e8. Okay, this is makes more human sense to me to remember. Remember this one. Rook g1. Okay. Queen b6. Rook g2. Queen b8. Why queen b8? Oh, it's like what's queen b8 about? Like queen b8. Let's say the rook's double. Knight d2. Whoa, this is a problem. We can't. You have to always watch out for that check. So the rook is paralyzed. They can't do that. Let's say g5 instead. Let's make it the main line. So sometimes it's good to have those natural moves that is actually not playable. So f takes g5, h takes g5, h takes g5. There's no rook takes g5 because the knight is defending the square. Let's say queen h3. Queen h3. Rook f3, attacking the rook, the pawn maybe. Well, put pressure on at least. Rook h1. Queen f8. Okay. Maybe 3 back. Queen c8. Again, putting pressure on this guy. Knight e5. Bishop c5. d6 c5. Queen c5. So black is winning. Simply that. So let's go another method. Let's go this backtrack here. Let's backtrack here. So I think that maybe from this perspective, maybe before this can be won, this is where we can do the bully method. All right. So how about we do this? How about we do this, chat? We all play as white, and we're trying to play against Stockfish. How do we play this one as white? Doubling rooks looks like a very good way. Yeah. So how about this one? You and me versus Stockfish. This is a bully method. We're going to try to combat Stockfish without just basically playing by our own wits. And we'll find out how we just get crushed by natural causes. All right. So what do you think that white should do to playing against this setup as black? Like a pawn storm, g4, h4? What do you think? What do you think, Shreyas? What do you think that white should do? This is a part of the research. We play human moves, but we'll find out quickly why this is not working at all. We did the research part, but now we do the bully method. We play our natural, let's say, try, and we'll find out why this is failing firsthand. So we do g4, h4 maybe, rook e2, rook de1. That's my thoughts. What do you think we should do? Because eventually, if you go g4 too early, then they go queen g7, attacking e5 again. We have to do f4, but then in that sense we, well, not really lose, but the hg pawn will be falling. But I think that maybe a try is g4. Well, let's educate ourselves. Let's say g4. All right, let's try. Human try. c5. c5. Okay, c5 is a move. I was taken away from c5. That's shocker. h4. Taking there, queen there. Bishop c5. Okay, taking the queen. Queen d2, queen d3 apparently. Queen d3. Bishop f2. Okay. Rook e2. Maybe rook f1, but rook e2 is defending the knight, right? Bishop is, oh, it takes the pawn. Okay, this is the gadzooks. Problems. That's not good. I didn't realize c5 is a move, but apparently Stockfish told me away. Queen b5. Think. Oh, you think queen b5 for c5? All right, let's go back this way. So queen b5. Let's say. So let's try this one. Let's try this one out. Let's make it the main line. All right. Stockfish will apply with queen c7. This natural is just taking e5 again. So with that being said, we do f4 is like maybe problematic. Maybe f4 is still good, but then they take on d4, then they take on e5. That's the problem. So they don't. Of course, if they trade queens, they'll be good for white, but they don't trade queens. They just do this one and take on e5. So queen 93 maybe. Okay, let's do 93. 93. They're taking d4. They're gonna take a d4. Oh, taking e1, then taking d4. Like rook e1, taking d4. Oh, a6. More swagger moves. More swagger moves. So queen a4 to avoid the fork on c4. Then c4 anyways. C4 anyways happens. Okay. Knight e5 then back. Knight b4 as well as a move. But I don't want to have a queen be cramped. But like maybe a shield, from the bishop. Maybe this is a point from the bishop. D6. Queen d8. Queen d8 to do what? What's the point? What's the point? Oh, okay. This is a bishop f4 discovery. If they take a d5 twice, bishop f4. Well, like really a thing like this one taking d5. I'm just curious. Black goes this way. Knight takes there. Knight takes there. The problem is the bishop f4. Knight takes bishop b5. Okay. Oh, the queen's trapped. The queen's trapped. So that's the point. The knight has to be still there because the queen be trapped. So that's the point. We can't do that. We can't afford to take the pawn. Knight e5 instead of knight b4. Okay. Let's go this one, knight e5. Okay. Let's have a main line again. All right, main line. All right. All right. Stockfish says queen d8. Again, it's trying to do something with this. There's probably a point to it, a deep point. Now where we go? It's like there's probably a deep reason why queen d8 is the move. Again, b5 is maybe there's some like some reason why b5 right away is not working. Oh yeah, you know what? It's defending against the rook. You know why? Because if they go b5, knight takes b5, and the rook is not defended. So that's the point. So queen d8 is defending the rook sideways so that we can go b5 next move. That's the point. That's absolutely the point. So yeah. That's the point of queen d8, defending the rook and b5 next move. For queen d8, I think just exactly, yeah. It's trying to defend b5 from knight takes to b5 and defend the rook so that way they can actually take with the a pawn from black and then defend the rook on the a behind the a pawn. So that's the point. Queen d8 defends the rook and then b5 is the threat. With that being said, how do we combat that? Next question. Don't want to blame you, but g4 is not good. I'm just trying things out. So if you let's have a perspective. Let's say go back. I'm trying things out. So yeah, it's like I'll say black is clearly better. So let's go back to let's say the genesis of things. So instead of b4, what is a better move? We tried king b1, g4. What is a better move from here at this point? So I'm open to suggestions. What's the better move here? Is white a trying move? So what do you think? What do you think is a better move? I'm just trying human tries. G4 is a human try. King B1 is a human try. What other tries do you think we should do as white and learn? F4 looks better? Okay, let's try F4. 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 Let's have Stockfish think about it. Okay. The only thing about F4 is the light squares are weak. They go bishop before back because I think that they have clearance because they're taking the C3, knight E4 jumps in. I think this why, but now what we do is white. This bishop before is clearly trying to take on C3, knight E4 jumps in and trying to attack the weakness. So what do you think we do is white? What do you think we do is white? So I'll let you drive at this point. So what do we do is white? Because you have ideas with F4, and we'll just go with that. And all this thing is a main line IC3, the main line of the Queen E2 move. So if we could tackle this, the other ones will be easier and faster, to be honest, comparatively. So what do you think that one should do here? So what's the ideas here? F4 is maybe a concession, but because the knight is pinned on with the bishop before is pinned the knight to the rook on E1, so the knight is paralyzed. But what do you do here? But it's, perspective things. And also they can take on C3 and take on B1 with the queen. So take on C3, queen takes C3, queen takes A2. That's a winning a pawn at the very least. But that's the not the main point. The main point is knight E4 jumps are really annoying. Do you have an idea for this one after this bishop B4 move? Shreyas? You're probably thinking about, let's say, a good continuation. I appreciate it. That's part of the research. A3, bishop C3, C3. Knight E4 can be 2. All right, so you think about A3 first. All right, let's see what Stockfish replies to A3. All right, probably taking C3 is the thing. They take on C3, so queen takes C3, as you said in your line. All right, queen takes C3. Press this one, knight E4. Well, let's see what Stockfish says. I'm assuming knight E4, but let's see what Stockfish does, actually. Of course, knight E4, king B2. That's what we talked about. Now we'll see how black continues here. Okay. Knight G6. Oh, he wants to go maybe F6, knight C4. The plan is to go this one and then this one. Check. That's the plan. To, let's say, extradite the knight out of the square, E5, and knight C4 jumps. That's the point of the knight will be really good seated out. C4. So what do we do now is white. So that's a good plan from Stockfish. So what do we do is white now? Let's try. So it's helpful to try this one. A4, you think? Okay. You think A4? Okay. All right. I'm predicting F6. But let's think. I'd play F6, but let's see what Stockfish wants to do. F6. Okay. Where do I put knight? Knight D3, knight F3, knight G7. What do you think that white should go with the knight in E5? There's plenty of squares. Where do you think that white should go with the knight? Knight D3? Okay, knight D3. And then, okay, knight D3. Let's try this one. Knight D3. I'm predicting knight C4. Let's see what Stockfish does. Give it a moment. Oh, H5. Oh, H5. Okay, I didn't see that one. What's the point? So you want to do, let's say, this? I don't see the point. Maybe it's deeper meaning. So like, I want to just make sure there's no G4 pushes, but you want to do some like nice G5 things like that. I'm just looking at the lines. It doesn't do nice G4 immediately. You can do it any time, but it does H5, a deeper meaning move. It's saying trying to gain space on the king side. That's the point. But what do I do now? How to continue? My loss. So H3, H4. I'm just, you know, G3, H. Oh, okay, G3, H3, G4. Okay. Uh-huh. Okay, G3, H3, H4. G4 rather. G3. Let's have Stockfish think about it. Maybe knight C4 now. King F7. Okay, long game. H3. Long game. Just trying to play the long game with the king's activity. H3, G4 next. Rook E1, Rook E1. Maybe trade out some rooks is a plan. Rook E8. Okay, we trade rooks or not trade rooks is the question. Do we trade rooks or not trade rooks? Do we live with the rook trade or not? Because it'll be a very precise, deliberate decision. If you trade rooks, do we win or do you lose or draw? If you walk into a losing endgame, that's not good. Do you think that I trade rooks for the sake of curiosity, or do we do something else? I'm not sure myself, because I think the Stockfish has mapped out every scenario with a rook trade. If we trade the rooks, we don't have anything to fight for because we just a Zuzhuang. Hello, Lol Sussy. How are you doing today? So the question is, do we trade rooks and go in the end game that was probably doomed for us, or do we just hang on with the rook? As per my evaluation, I think if we trade rooks, yeah, that's basically black is playing for two results. Rooks. No, it's not. It's like a curiosity. You trade rooks now, so I'll see, or don't trade rooks. Basically, I think my perspective. I don't know. I think that if you trade rooks, you're doomed. You're signing your death warrant. You're doomed to lose. If anything, that black is the only one for choice. If they win, white has no chance of winning. Absolutely no level. I don't know. This is NM level. It's everybody level. It's educational things. Do we trade rooks? I think that curiosity says we should trade rooks and see what happens. Rook takes rook. How do we take back? Probably the king. Maybe knight, but knight c5 happens. So a king. I figured that king there. So how do we play this one? So if it's truly like, again, it's practical. Do you want, if it says minus 0.7, black has only all the cards to win, try to win. But how do we play it continues white? Because white has weaknesses, sad weaknesses. C4 knight, it can come anytime. And G4 is a plan. Like I talked about G4. I think G4 is a plan we're talking about, right? F2. Oh, knight F2. Okay, knight F2 to stop knight 4. Okay. That's a good try. Okay. Let's see what Stockfish says. King F7, okay. King F7, just again getting the king optimized. G4 now. Do we think that G4 is a move now, or maybe not? It may be rushed. You haven't lunch yet? Oh no, you gotta get your some food for your lunch sometime. Do G4 is a Stockfish. We're trying to play against Stockfish and learn from our lessons the hard way. No pawn moves. Okay. Okay, yeah, that's right. Yeah. So what do we do instead? If you're sitting and waiting, how do we play this in a really deliberately good way? And do something productive, not just like give them temples forever. Does he adjust to your elo? No. We're playing the hardcore Stockfish. Stockfish 17.1. We're trying to play as practical humans how we would play. We're actually doomed to lose, and we're just trying to figure out how to wiggle around and survive as long as possible. We're trying to do a bull ride, trying to do bull ride in constant chess, and seeing how long we can hold on before we get booked off. Back the back of the bull. That's basically what the bully method is. Bully method. So yeah, Stockfish 17.1. Yeah. So how do we continue now? We had to do something not G4 is making weaknesses for targets for black. What do we do instead? How do we do like King B3? Wait, just wait. King B3, King B2 for waiting purposes. And that's it. That's just like closing your eyes and saying, okay, I think it's good time to resign. So let's see the eval. Let's see the eval. Let's see the eval. So the eval will say Stockfish says, okay. Oh, -5. -5. Whoa, -5. Let's see. This let's like okay, let's -5 is the eval. That's like okay, this death. It's death. It's death. So all right. So White is doomed to lose. For example, if White shuffles, let's show the shuffling method. If they shuffle back to B2, B3, B2, then Black will do King F7 there, King F5, this one, A5 there, H4. Oh, this is a point. Yeah, this is a point. This is the point. Yeah, this is definitely the point. So we got bullied. We got bullied. We can't play this way. So yeah, this is the thing. So yeah, so this is the point. Is like posing a trade of rooks. This is the point to have note. So this is the main thing that we talked about today. So we tried everything, so like major things. So let's go back to this point. So we had to look at this nice C3 line. 23. All right, bishop of6. Okay, the point is how do we do against the main options? Bishop of 6. Bishop of 6 is a main option from white. So look at black's perspective. All right, black's perspective. All right. So now we are at ease. Bishop of 6. Bishop of 6. Queen 3. Okay. So you see how that building method decided to kick us off the early. I wouldn't. Please check. That was the correct line for white for bishop b6. You mean the okay? You mean the other one that we tried? All right. So it's like correct is a strong word. Queen 3 there, rook e1 there. This is like this one there, this one. It says the best one is it's debating between King B1 and A3. King B1 and A3 is the correct, quote unquote, correct way to do things. But it's not really correct. It's like an opinion. Everything is like close to the same eval. It's like it's perspectives. That's the thing. Ghost of Tsushima was fun yesterday. Yeah, it was cool. It was cool for the first part before the demonologist thing. But yeah, the Roblox things was fun. Even though I didn't play well, it was fun still. That's the point. So yeah, but with that being said, let's move on. That being said, let's move on. So we have this one, 6 there. Let's talk about this one. Queen c7, queen d6. All right, let's see what it thinks. The Stockfish thinks. Maybe knight d7. I agree. No problem, no problem. It's a part of research and just revealing the truth, and we found the truth. That's the point. We found the truth. We tried everything, and apparently the Stockfish recommended moves are really inhuman. A3, just blocking bishop b4 again. Like A3 is a point to block bishop b4 back, which happens, but hardly. We just didn't think about it. It's a human perspective. I think that A3 is like giving a hook for black to just storm the white camp. Anything that is just inviting b5 before Russians and maybe a4 at first, and yeah, this is not pleasant to play. Yeah. All right, queen e6, knight d7. It's debating between two moves: queen e6 and knight d7, and queen c7 is debating. So if you're black, what do you think that you would play as black? Actually, let's see the Okay, this is a 1. All right, so the query database says we should go knight d7. We should do knight d7, knight bd7. So this is like this one. All right, so okay, this is the one. So this one, queen d3. Okay, this is one. Okay, this is a perspective. Now it says is a tie between this very big tie between queen d6, queen d7, the same val, and then 1 point less is 97. So any queen move between queen d7, queen d6, and queen c7. What do you think is more practical and easy to remember? Queen c6 or queen c7? That's the perspective. I think queen c7 is let's say, evoke the same things every time. So queen c7 is our move, and do this one. You like leaning type of Pisa? Can you move the rook? Oh, rook where? Sussy? Rook where? Sussy? That's the thing. Yeah, I agree with that one. Queen c7 makes me think that if we have the same perspective, the queen belongs a square. Don't forget. If you forget, just know the queen goes c7 a lot of lines. So let's do the same moves every time. No, making it harder for yourself. So g3, rook d1, g3 the blocking queen f4 checks, but this is check only. Rook d1 or queen at g3. So rook d1 is one move. Rook d1. Okay. Knight g7. Knight g7 to connect the rooks. Makes sense to me. Knight g7. Then g3. g3, okay. Okay. Now it's debating between h5, knight b6, h5, g6. Okay. From this point, it's debating between. Okay, I need to have the query database help me a little bit. So the query database says maybe this is okay. Yeah, let's see the query database what it says. All right, so queen c7, and rook d1, knight d7, g3. Query database says rook ab8. Rook ab8. I think that maybe hoping for like helping thrust of the b pawn. This says the query database says rook ab8, but that's not Stockfish. This is the query database. The research from online, people look every lines. Says rook ab8 is the one that is most fruitful for some reason. But I don't know if I believe that because I'm just looking at myself from this perspective in the now. But you know, things like that. I'm gonna play chess and see Now, okay, sounds good. So see, very good. So you think that maybe you should do queen d6 instead of queen c7? Shreyas? Do you think that queen d6 is better than like from now because you see this happening? Queen d6, but I'm just thinking about perspective wise and practical things that queen c7 is the go-to move, so let's not complicate things and that we don't crisscross wires. We'll just always do this queen c7 move for consistency's sake. But I'm just thinking out loud. I'm just thinking out loud. All right, knight b6 is a move. Knight b6. Oh, knight b6. Okay, knight b6 is actually a move. It's been deliberating. So knight b6 to go to c4 is the thing. Okay, that's a knight d1. Knight d1 is really practical looking. Knight d1. There's a point in knight d1. Knight d1 is not like this is again human perspective. Let's do the bullying method. So it says Doc versus knight d1. I don't understand. So let's do the bullying method again. So as white, what do you think that white would do here after knight b6? Like h4? Knight, it's like well, e5 is guard. The thing is about the cool thing about queen c7 is no knight e5 jumps, no knight e5 jumps because everything's blocking the e4 square. So what do we do? It says the comparison to d1, but is that the best? It's like a lack of moves. Try. It's also saying that take on e8, trade rooks on the e file. Rook e8, check. Rook e8, rook e1. Trying to tear off the rooks and major pieces. Try to play that one. What do you think? What do you think, Shreyas? Do we do the rook knight d1 or trade the rooks off and see what happens, or something else? That's the stockfish perspective. It's just trade off rooks or knight d2. All right, knight d2. Let's try it out. Knight d2. And I'll blocking knight c4 things. That's yeah, good try. Let's see what happens. 3. Oh, we should let's like hide this one. 3, 2, 1. A6. Okay, A6. Apparently, they want to go C5 and block knight B5. This is the push they want to go. They want to go C5. That's why A6 is allowing C5 as a safe move. Not allowing knight B5 jumps. Okay, so this one, big saddle. How do we do this one? C5 is coming. Looks like knight b6 is allowing c5 to be a possible move. Extra overprotection of d5. So maybe I can have an annotation of the this one. All right. So annotation purpose of that knight b6 move to block not only going to c4 but also protecting the d5 square extra and allowing c5 as a move thrust. King b1 maybe? Okay, let's do it. King b1. Okay, let's have a think. Let's have a think. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Stockfish. Okay, c5 happens as we predicted. So do we take on c5 or something else? Take on c5, queen c5. We have an isolated pawn that we can target. Let's say, well, they also attack f2. If the queen is c5, they get taken f2 or attack f2 at least. That's a bummer, maybe. But do we care? That's a good question. Do we care? Because things like take on c5, queen c5, knight b3, queen takes f2, rook takes c8 check, rook takes c8 check, knight takes d5. Maybe that's spelling danger because knight takes d5, rook d back, and the knight is pinned. And no, knight takes f6 check. Maybe they, oh, you know what? They take on d5 with knight and then do rook d8 and just skewer the knight. The knight d2 is lost with a queen f2, and even if the queen magically defends the knight, there's two attackers in d2 and you lose that knight. So that we can't, let's say, facilitate that one line. So I think that take c5 is dangerous. to be honest. But what else? What else? We're losing squares for the queen. Losing squares for the queen. I think that at 3 moves, I'm already in danger because 92 looks like to go. Oh, okay. I see. So, do you think that we should do something else instead of 92, or do we have a plan with this being regardless? Like maybe like pawn takes c5, queen takes c5, queen f5. Like so this one. Like this is my perspective. Pawn takes d takes c5, queen takes c5, queen f5, defending f2. Is that the plan that we could try? Or not the really what you want to think about? Oh, queen f5 is 72. Okay, so yeah, I'll just have a note. Let's see the eval. Eval says, oh, minus 1.4. I say black is clearly better. All right, so let's go back to the so 92. This queen f5 move. Let's do this one. So let's do the bullet method and save it. Save the progress. All right, let's have a think. Let's have a think. I'd not be surprised if it goes a6, c5 again. So 3, 2, 1, stockfish. Knight c4. Okay, knight c4 right away because knight c2 was to block knight c4, but knight c4 because it is allowed to do that. Now what to do is white. It makes sense to me. What does white do now? h4? Maybe it's not. Maybe not needed to do that h4. Taking the e8, rook to c8, and just trade out the rooks. Does that help us or not? That's a good question. Do we have a benefit for that trade? Just with the Bobby Fischer rule, don't trade anything unless if it benefits you. I don't know. That's a big question mark. Does it help us or hurt us? I don't know. I don't do it. That's the thing. Where to go? Think. What do you think Shreya is? I'm thinking deliberating on trading the rooks off and see what happens, but that's really ignorant of me and short-sighted. Because you know what? If you trade the rooks off, the d4 pawn hangs, and that's either giving up the d file for nothing and you're just losing a pawn. Every move I play feels bad. Maybe not enough time to think. Just trade rooks on first moves. Okay, I see. If I sounds bad, okay, that sounds good. Nope, no, it's part. It's not a part of being efficient. It's part of experiencing what it's like to be crushed by. Okay, black is clearly better. All right. So the point is, if the queen's on d3, it defends d4, so we don't have to worry about the d pawn. So let's do the perspective of rook takes e8 now. Let's see what happens. Okay, rook e8, and let's say rook e1, rook e1. All right, let's see what Stockfish says. Then this one, knight d1, or knight e1, rather. So what does Stockfish do? Knight c4 probably, if I were to guess. 3, 2, 1, Stockfish. It does, yeah, it does that move. It does. All right, knight f3 back. Do we do knight f3 back? What do you think? Shreya's knight f3? Oh, okay. Instead of rook e1, b3 instead? Okay. So let's see the eval here. Eval says, oh, it's not bad. It's not bad. Not bad, but let's say, let's go back to that one later on. But you said it's a rook e1, b3 here. All right, let's see. B3 is one of the block knight c4 jumps. All right, 3, 2, 1, stockfish. Queen g7. Okay. All right, so it's trying to maneuver with the queen on maybe g4, putting pressure on this square. Maybe I'm just thinking this queen g4 is probably a destination square. So where to go here, Shiraz? Wrecking one now seems, yeah, exactly. Now, so okay, exactly. Yeah, but knight c4 is, yeah, blocked because of b3. So not rook e1 now. Rook e1 probably is gonna do 3, 2, 1 stockfish. All right, knight e1. Okay, I think g4 is coming up next. 3, 2, 1 stockfish. Knight d8. Oh, okay. Knight c8. Okay, that's interesting. Wants to probably go this way. Looks like. So what do we do now? How do we continue this one? Black has maneuvering plans. What do we do about that is a question. Good key question. So again, I'll let you drive. How do we do this? Let's wait. H4. Okay, that's 4. Looks interesting. H4. All right. Makes sense because queen H3 is no queen H3 attacking H2. Loose piece, hanging piece rather. All right, 3, 2, 1, stockfish. 96 is normal. We thought about this a long time ago, at least from knight c perspective. Now what to do? What do we do now? F3? Maybe not F3, something like that. But where to go? That's the question. Where to go here? So yeah, the research will be continuing for another, let's say, 48 minutes. Yeah, 48 minutes left to the stream. So I'm doing all this research for the queen e2 move and how do we play this as black, and we're just doing a lot of lines. So queen e2, if knight e4, f3, okay, knight e2, okay, let's do this one. Yeah, thinking about ahead. 3, 2, 1, stockfish. Queen h3. Okay, queen h3 happens. Trying to infiltrate maybe queen f1 things, possibly. Pinging the knight. So what to do now? Knight f4 maybe, but maybe not. Knight f4 is attacking the queen, blocking f1, but does it help or not? That's my thoughts. Maybe not knight f4. What do you think, Shreyas? I can see that knight f4 and queen h1 is possibly annoying. With f3 and okay, f3 right away. F3. Okay, f3. But queen f1 is making nervous. Let's see what stockfish is. Okay, 3, 2, 1, stockfish. G6. Okay, G6. Okay, it's waiting for something. Oh, he wants to go knight f5. He wants to go knight f5 and park that guy, attack G3. That's the plan. Ah, got it. Knight f5 come in up next and attacking G3. Again, 2 pieces attacking that G3. That's the plan. That's the play. What do you think that we do about this one? Knight f5 coming up next. I'm sure of it. Then taking f g3 or attacking the kingside pawns. That's a more practical way to put it. C3? Okay, C3. Let's do it. C3. Okay. Okay. Let's have a think. Tiny bit. All right. 3, 2, 1. Stockfish. Oh, H5. Okay. You want to fix the pawns. Fix the pawns that. Oh, you know what? You want to go there and not allow G4 pushes from white. Okay. It makes sense. You want to fix the pawns with the king side and then the F5. Makes all the sense in the world. All right. Now to do now. Stockfish is very patient, very patient in the ways of destroying us. No rushing at all, just like making it efficient, and they snap. They snap at us. Once everything's optimized, then they strike. Because basically preparation moves. A lot of preparation moves. G6, H5. Queen E3, alright, Queen E3, let's do it. Queen E3. Okay. Makes sense. Knight 5, Queen E8 check, maybe. Okay, maybe Queen F4. If Knight 5, Queen F4 is also a thing. So 3, 2, 1, Stockfish. Queen F1. Okay, taking the knight is pinned. Okay. Alright. Alright, take the king goes to the left. King D2 maybe? King D2. That's my thought. Not getting out of the pin. And maybe the knight defend F3 and maybe something like that. What do you think, Shreyas? King D2 is my thought. Yep, King D2. Alright, let's do King D2. King D2. All right, this is also nerve-wracking, but thankfully the B pawn is blocking knight c4 checks. All right, 3, 2, 1, Stockfish. Knight for yeah, I've seen this one coming. Okay, with the queen check, Queen F4. What do you think? Shreyas, Queen F4, Queen E8 check. Make the king move and do something else with the queen. Do something else entirely. What do you think that we should do as white, perspective-wise? But I do appreciate you helping me with this research. Every perspective counts. Every single one. Queen G1? Okay, trying to propose a queen trade. Okay, Queen G1. I think that they're going to try to trade queens, but that's me. Queen. Okay, 3, 2, 1, Stockfish. Yeah, it does. G1. But you know what? G3 hangs now. The thing is, the queen G3 hangs. Yeah, this is the blunder of pawn. So we can't go G1 in that sense. Let's do something else. So that's a try, but yes, it's fine. But now, with that perspective, now we do something else. What do we do instead? But it's good to learn. Some people will do that. You did it, so you're not gonna be the only one. Not the only one in the world to do that. I promise you. There's people that do much worse. Okay, what do we do? His white instead. Queen E8, King G7, Queen B8. Okay, let's try this one. Oh, all right, this one. Queen there. Let's see where the king goes. It's King G7, of course. Like this one, Queen B8. All right, all right. It makes some aggressive sense attacking the queen side pawns, and also long range defense of G3. All right, 3, 2, 1, Stockfish. Bishop there. Okay. Ah, okay. I think that. Do I take the pawn to B7, or is it like it's like a trap? That's the thing. B7 looks maybe free, maybe it's foolhardy. Like B7, you can take that one, I think, right? We like B7 looks free. Is that not free? I think that B7 is free. Taking B7 maybe? Yeah, let's learn why not take a B7. B7 is humanly taking that is like the most natural response. All right, black does 3, 2, 1, stockfish. Queen f2. Okay, I've seen this one. Taking f g3 is the thing. Queen e3 is a really devastating blow. So we're cutting off our queen defensive for this square. That's why the queen up there is not. You can't defend e3 with a queen practically ever. The queen e3 penetration is death. But maybe. Oh no, we're toast. We're toast. With distraction is distraction. The queen takes b7 is distracting the queen from defense the king, and we have the queen e3 problem that we can't stop. Either we forfeit our pawns or forfeit the king. G4 or G4. Okay. I think the queen e3 is still coming. It's 3, 2, 1 stockfish. Oh, they take that one. Take this one possibly. Yeah. 3, 2, 1 stockfish. Taking h4. Oh, wow. This is the point. It's like, all right, this is like, oh, okay. This is like, again, this is a because we allowed this one. They do that. The taking the one is the thing because we allowed that one with g4 push. Allow this one entrance. All right. So I think that we're dead. To be honest here, when you agree, Shiraz, we don't have anything. We're losing completely. It was on now, yeah. So it should have notes. So this b7 pawn is poisoned to distract our queen from defending our king on in the center and king side. All right, so this is a very deep sacrifice. It's a poison pawn. Usually B pawns are the poison ones. All right, so that's the one we learned. We learned that it's like not the way to go. So now we know. Now we know the things that we do. Let's do this. It's our layout. Same layout. Okay. All right. Now we learned. Now we learned. Okay. Okay. So that being said, we try to allow lines, and I'll save the line here, the file here. All right. So, okay. This being said, we did this main line things. All right. Let's see if you had any. It's like, okay. I went wrong when I played knight 2 h4. Please check there. Okay, knight 2 or h4. Okay, let's check what the mistake was. Okay, let's check it out. Takes an f6 there. Then we did the queen takes e8 there, and then b3 is to be the main line, I think. Save this one there. Okay, h4 is fine. This h4 is completely fine. It's best move by Stockfish. Knight d2. Okay, knight e2 was a mistake. Knight e2 was a mistake. The better one is knight f3. So knight f3. So we look this knight f3 better move. Like I think this practical sense says we should. knight f3 is a better one. Better knight move. That knight e2 is not the best. But now knight f3 being like having Stockfish give a nudge to a better direction. But what do we do here as the Stockfish moves? So Stockfish says 3, 2, 1, Stockfish. Queen d7. Okay, he goes this way. What do we do now? So this perspective change, we do something else. What do we do is the question. What do we do instead? But it's going to be thorough. We're trying to do everything. Plug all the holes in this sense. So I got a little help from Stockfish from one move. Knight f3 is better than knight e2, but how do we continue with that? Queen e2. All right, trying to propose a queen. Try to queens. Let's see if they do that. Alrighty, this makes sense. All right. 3, 2, 1, Stockfish. Okay, queen e2, knight e2. Let's see how this end game goes. Okay. 3, 2, 1, Stockfish, knight e4. Okay, attacking f2. Okay, f2 is lost. f2 is completely lost. We lose a pawn. So that's not good. That's not good. Yikes. We already lost a pawn. Yikes. Resign. Black is winning. Yeah, a simple queen trade is death. So it's okay. If not queen e2, what do we do? So have a mulligan to redo. What do we do instead? So we can't trade queens because we have to wash out e4 square with the knight e4. From that being said, we do what? This is really good practical, lessons. Practical lessons for us. What to do instead? So I'll let you drive. I'm not sure what to do, to be honest. I already don't like this one position as white. Enough for today? Oh, okay. Oh yeah, you'll see. Okay, no problem. Okay, no problem. Well, thank you, Shreyas, and have a good night. And hopefully see you next week, next Sunday at the same time. It's late for you, but it's the time I usually do that every week for this research for the rest of the year. All right. Have a good night. See you. Have a good day, Shreyas. Bye now. All right. Let's see. Let's see. This one, Stockfish, please help me. A4 is really random. Really random. Really random. Okay. A4 to block B5 things. It's really random. Okay, G6. G6. Okay, G6 it says G6. Okay, it makes sense. G6. Again, these are really random moves. King D1 is make no sense. Queen D2. Knight 5. Queen F4. H5 or King G7. But yeah, give a hand to Shreyas. He helped me a lot with this mainline, let's say, research. G7, Queen E2, just wait. Queen E3, King B1, King D1, okay, King D1, Queen E1, King E2, just run away. H5, okay, King D3, Queen F1, check, Queen E2, Queen E1, Queen C1, Queen D2, Queen D2, King D2, Knight D4. Oh, this is the thing. Yeah, so we can't do this one. Then we have to do something like Queen D1, Queen A3, okay, Queen D2, just wait. Let's have more perspective here. A6 makes some sense. A6, 21. B4, B2. Oh, this is the thing. It's like, okay. All right. Black is winning. All right, so this one is like, okay, knight e2. That's knight e2. Let's have it knight e2 be the main line. More version. This is queen e7. Okay, queen e7 is the thing. Knight e2. Blocking there. H6. F3. F5. G1. 5. Okay. Move 2. B5. Takes B5. Takes a B5. G4. Takes there. Okay. Black is winning. Okay. All right, now G4. What did it do? Could G1? A4. Black is winning. Okay. Save it. Okay. Go back. Go back. So that B3. So B3. So we had this one. We had rookie one. This one. This one. This one. Okay, this is where we had okay. This G4. Okay. F3. Okay. Hello, stranger. How you doing? Forgot your stream today. No problem. No problem. Lost the sense of days because my school gives us a mini vacation. Oh wow. That's a good thing. How are you doing, stranger? Besides your school getting off, you doing good today, stranger? Sorry for not responding to your message for a little bit. Yeah. What up? Very good. Very good. Very good. So I created episode 7. I created episode 7, and 7 is funny. Not as funny as episode 6. Episode 6 is the funnest episode between the three, the funniest episode. But 7 is funny. Not as funny, but still funny. So yeah, episode 7, and you'll see it's basically at the very end of the loose end is like, do you want to continue this gauntlet? There's only like a couple more episodes together. You want me to stop from here? So it's like, because the preview is there 3 episodes in a day is the lottery. Yeah, exactly. It's for her birthday. For her birthday gift. 3 episodes because it was 5, 6, 7, and this is for Gosi. You know, Gosi likes this motion and the numbers. And basically, episode 7 is introducing the final opponent, which is the Gauntlet's champion. So he has to beat the current champion of the Gauntlet. That's the final opponent is the Gauntlet champion. And you'll see who he is and what he does. This is like a good conclusion, I think. It's a good conclusion to the story. The AI Gauntlet story. This being the final boss. I think you should toss a coin to see if you should end the medieval let Wallace at his peak. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Sometimes, you know what? The thing about series is sometimes people milk series that they're good, they're really good, and they milk it for what it's worth, the extra money, instead of leaving it alone. Be, let's say, a treasure that's perfect. Don't touch it. Just leave it perfect. That Lord of the Rings did that in the 3 episodes, like, you know, Return of the King, Fellowship, and Two Towers. Then they had to milk it with for the longest time. People had to like, oh, we own the rights to the Tolkien treasury, and we'll just make more content because we want to make money, and that just basically sold it. And also, let's say Star Wars, it was perfect until it was not. Disney Star Wars was terrible. It milked Star Wars to be really lackluster. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. If anything, it'll be a spin-off. It'll be, let's say, have Ghosty be going to do Gauntlet or something like that. Like basically the premise, the main series is this one, and then any spin-off will be part for Master Wick's Gauntlet. The Master Wick story has closed the book, fished nicely, pretty beautiful. Publisher was it? Okay, yeah. That's good for them, though. Let it stay perfect and timeless. Don't make it cheesed up and make it, things like, Simpsons, Family Guy made too much episodes because they make money. Because people like also because you don't want to have it become Madden and Black Ops Call of Duty games because every year has people buy it because of the brand. They just buy it every year because it's a brand, but it's really tiresome. It's like I don't want to follow the 6-7 trend because it's hype. You want to don't say it too much to make people like guys like gouge their braids off because they do that. Stranger Things, it's the same though. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. That's right. That's right. Yeah. That's right. Yeah, that's exactly right. Black Ops 7 is low key mid, but you know what? There will be the Black Ops 8, Black Ops 9. As long as they make money, they don't care. They don't care if they like it or not. They make money. That's the point. That's the point. I don't want to do the same thing for the AI Gauntlet. I don't want to have it. I want to be pristine and a very good story, and people can watch it and say, "Oh, this is so good," and just leave it at that. Let's have it be a beauty. Don't like it. Don't sour the dough. So okay, that's my perspective. My perspective is I'll end it up after this. After John Masterwork takes on the champion, that'll be the end of the story. They'll wrap it up nicely in the bow. It's basically I don't think there is any bad episodes. To be honest, I don't think there's any bad episodes. To be honest, that's a good thing. If there's no bad episodes, it's rewatchable and you enjoy every episode. That's a good thing. I'll end it that way. That the every episode is good, every episode is watchable and replayable. That's good. If you want a really um pristine, really pristine, what I think you should end it. Well, exactly. I'm doing that now. Yeah, exactly. So you think that we should not show the conclusion of it? Just like just go see the episodes and say, okay, the series done. We're at peak. We don't want to go over the hedge. We don't want to fall. We're at the peak. Every episode is good. All 7 episodes good. No bad ones. That's the end of it there. You can talk about what about isms, but that's the point. Imagine your mind can take you places that never can. That you can just imagine how the story ends. It's up to you to write the story in your perspective. Because sometimes like imagination is better than any things on paper. Because you can basically the hype of things is always spoiled because the reality is like not as really I imagine that. I'd rather have this be this. But if you don't have it be, let's say, flush out and just annoy people, then let your imagination do the rest. Let your imagination do the rest. It's beautiful because your imagination says so. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Okay, sounds good. I respect your perspective. The conclusion of the last episode 7, is that if you want to have me continue, tell me that, demand that. Only do it if you want me to. For now, I'll say okay, this is a good part to stop. The registrar's doing very well. I did as a guy from India was helping with lines, and he let me know a lot of let's say key perspectives, good perspectives on how to play this practically. 91 is okay. H4 is more practical, and G6 is a thing. G6, okay. 91, maybe 91. That's the other thing. H5, 93, 96. Can you do 1? Can you do 2? Can you do 2? Okay. All right. Let's see if let's like black is enough better that if white just shuffles, black will win. So, all right, so let's say king c1. Let's show this in practical point of view. Queen e2, queen e2, queen e7, c3, bishop h6, king c2, king c3. Oh, this is the thing. All right, so this one, knight e5, queen f6. Okay, taking f2 is the thing. Knight e3, queen 6. Okay, knight e5, f2. Okay, this is the thing. Queen f2, f6. That's the thing. All right, that's the thing. This is the practical example. All right. All right, this is all okay. We did it. We did it. Okay. All right, so this is the call out for the knight c3 line, which is the main of the line. So we have actually finished this one up. Woohoo! So let's see the other one. The next in line, more popular move. After knight f6, then the other one is bishop b5 right away, which is bishop b5 right away. Oh, let's go back this way. Bishop b5 right away. Okay. All right. So let's. Okay. You want a chess game? Yay! Very good. Is the guy from India a streamer? I don't think so. I don't think so. He's a subscriber of my YouTube channel. He's a subscriber of YouTube channel. Actually he says he plays the French defense for 10 years, so he's a French defense player. So he's engaged with the research because he is practical for him. So he released that one. So I'll make a note. I'll make a note that this on Tuesday, like okay, it's like stress to Ghosty that I desire to not milk the AI Gauntlet series because every episode is enjoyable and I don't want to ruin it at its peak. But he's the birthday boy. He can say, "I want more." If he wishes the birthday wish, I can't resist. I'll say, I can't resist. I'll let the birthday boy decide. So, but yeah, but all 3 episodes remaining, they're all good. And at the very end, I'll actually shush them all up to one big video. That every episode will be the same video, so we don't have to jump around. Every episode will be in one big video, so we can like, oh wait, it's a present. Every episode is one big package, and you can join it, and watch it over and over, and enjoy. Let me do that. Let me do that. So, all right, let's stitch out things together and have one big video and have fun with that. Okay. Download this one. Okay. Episode 5, download. Episode 4, download. But yeah, you guys like episode 4 the best so far. But after 5, 6, 7, maybe you'll have a perspective change. But episode 4 was peak. Maybe it's still the favorite. We'll find out. We'll see. You'll see a character that I practically episode 6. I made a character that I thought was possible to make, but I made it. You'll find out who it is, and that'll be a fun time. Download. Okay. Okay. Episode 2. Download. Download the metal. Download. Okay. Download. All the things are downloading. Okay. Alrighty. No episode, no episode can beat the feeling that feeling of waiting for episode 4 after knowing how good episode 2 exactly that, because you know what, Cat Meow said to Ghosty is like, I gotta have episode 4, and I got episode. I saw the sneak peek. Even the sneak peek made Ghosty laugh the hardest he ever did in one of my Gauntlet videos. Have you seen this reaction? I made a clip of it in this channel. Have you seen this reaction, Stranger? Have you seen this reaction to episode 4 snippet? Half of episode 4, the first half. I showed it to you. Yeah. That was the biggest laugh. It was the biggest laugh I ever got him from the and the Gauntlet. That's the showing that is peak. That's the peak episode. And the second part of the episode, he loved it because the Terminator was the next character. So like it was even better. The best laugh, the best character, added up to the story. Why not? It's fun, entertaining, all things in one episode. That's the best. It says best. It's hey, guy in the box. That's the thing. That's the thing. Guy in the box. I'm trying to change that fact. That fact that it's dull and boring. I'm trying to make sure that we don't have that. Hey, nice to see you, guy in the box. Guy in the box. Guy's perspective. Guy in the box is a really cool guy. He's been let's say he's been a long time stream viewer of my channel. I started in 2018. I think that maybe he was on my like a viewer of my channel maybe 2019, so like 1 year or two, 2019 I think. But yeah, he's long time viewer. Do you think episode 6 can be episode 4? I'm saying that it very much could. Episode 6 could very much be contender of the best episode. It could be, depending on how Ghosty reacts to it. I'm not the reason why I'm not telling you anything about episode 6 because this is I'm doing something. I'm doing something in episode 6 I never thought I could do. That's a big teaser. I'm doing something that I never thought I could do. I did it, and he'll be like gobsmacked, and he'll be jump like leaping for joy or laughter, even both maybe. Okay, yeah, yeah, that's the first year. Guy in the Box, that was my first year of ever streaming. I started the same year and same area as GM Canty. Yeah, GM Canty and I started at the same time, the spring of 2018. Both of us started streaming in Twitch or streaming in general in 2018 spring. We were both jumping like for joy, and he took off like a rocket. He won the big money and millionaire open. He became wealthy, and he's like is like the pride and joy for Chess.com and streaming and broadcasting commentary in general. He's a really good smart guy. I'm still mad on can't mod. Okay, not that. Okay, well yeah, he's not on because he has kids. He has kids, and he has 3 kids. So things like that. Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, 8 years old. Exactly. I'm 8 years old. And I'm grandparent. I'm grandparent older. Yeah. I still be. Oh, okay. Very good. That's a good thing to have in your pocket. Guy in the box. He's a beast in body and in form and chess. He's like he's a chess boxing world champion. He's Dutch boxing world champion. He is chess boxing world champion. That's the thing. He's fit. He's military bod, and he can play chess he's an FM. So he's a perfect chess boxing player. If he's the world champion chess boxing, that's the reason why. Hello, pro gamer. Hello, how are you doing today? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. All right, castles. They can go castles queenside. Okay. This is the most practical try. Let's say rook e8. Let's say rook e1. Just like the perspective change. Not the same thing. Okay, this one, bishop e6. Okay, bishop e6. Okay. Let's do knight f3. Knight f3. Let's do something different. E6. Bishop h4. c6. g4. g4. Oh, g4 is interesting. Knight b7. Rook g1. This is an interesting line, g4. g5. g5 is another thing that trying to stop him. Bishop b4. e3. Queen g5. Queen a5. Okay, queen a5 looks like it's practical. Queen a5. a3. Bishop takes e3. Queen c3. Queen c3 here. And then bishop g4. So, all right. Black is clearly better. All right. All right. So this is one. All right. So this one. All right. Let's okay. This bishop e5 line. Bishop e5 line. Okay, knight f3. Okay, knight f3 is another one. F3 is another one. Okay, castles. Queen d1 back. All right, queen d1 back. So c5. C5 looks like a move. C5. d6 d6c or d6c is like a practical try. Does bishop takes c5. Knight d4 or bishop b2. Bishop b2 looks like it's practical too. Let's see. All right. Okay. I have a question. If you created the exchange friends like a black lion, just go into the system. I didn't. I didn't create the exchange friends. You mean it's like a variation called the black lion? Trying to figure out what you mean by this comment here. Dance box. Yeah, it's like okay. My job versus Sam Copeland, I was winning. Yeah, Black Lion is the per. Oh, okay, I see. I see. Yeah, progressive version. Okay, very good. Perfect. Perfect. Why did the Camtasia just like bounce? Right, I don't know why Camtasia bounced. Camtasia. This one. I want to stitch up the things together. New project. Stitch the things up together. All right. So back to this one. Import the media. All right. Download. All right. 7. 7. Let's see 5. All right, we have to wait for we have to wait. We have to wait for it. All right, so episode 5. Where's episode 5? Episode 6. Okay. Episode 5 is going to be where? So 5. Okay, episode 5. I can do this. I can do it afterwards. Let's do it afterwards. Okay. I still haven't studied my chess. I'm just too lazy. No worries. No worries. It's a commitment thing. So we have 6 more minutes left. So let's speed run this thing. So bishop b2, knight c6, knight c6, castles, h6, h3, bishop f5. Oh, rook e8. Bishop f5 looks more practical. Bishop f5 looks more practical because we h6, bishop 3, bishop b4. Okay, bishop b4, b4, bishop f4, rook e8. I did 2, a3, a6, I did 2, queen c8, yeah, bishop c4, g4, bishop b3, bishop f8, queen 2, f5, d1. Oh, let's say rook e1 is more practical. Rook d1, b5, f3, h6f, 26 f3, queen is f3, is f3, rook is f3, rook c8, f1. Black has better winning chances here. Okay, this one. Okay, let's go back here. Bishop b2. All right, bishop b2. Let's see this one. All right, so all right, let's do f3 here. f3 first. f3 first. Okay. So this one, knight c6, I think, is the one. Knight c6 and f6 is. I think f6 again is a practical thing. So what does the query database say? It's like, okay, this line is a lot similar to. Okay, let's see. I'm only asking that I've been getting same very nice games as black in the line variation. Super aggressive. Okay, very good. Very, very good. I like the fact that was. Okay, let's go back to the query database and see what was the. F3 here. So it's f6, knight c6 are all both good. Both good. Negligible, who's better? Negligible, who's better? Knight c6 is one. Knight c6. Well, yeah, the database says g5, g4, c3, c3, f6. Oh, f6 rather. So queen d6 or it says queen d6. Okay, queen d6. f6 maybe. Queen d6. Maybe d2. Maybe 2. Castles queenside. Okay, this is fun. This is fun. h3. Bishop e. It's like a bishop f5. Bishop e3. g4. Bishop e5. Bishop e5. Bishop e6. Castles queenside. Knight f6. f4. Queen f4. So like this is the right. Queen e3. h6. h3. Appreciate. Black is clearly better. All right. All right, that's good. So that is the perspective of this one. Okay. So let's see the other one is bishop b5 here. Okay, we talked about this one. So last one is d3. D3. Okay. So, okay, this is like, let me double check it. It's like anything that we have not covered. This D65 lines. All right, D65 lines. Okay, that'd be 2. All right, so we did not cover this one. D65. All right. Okay, this is D65. This is the last line thing. D65 is the last line. Net DF3. Let's just do some like maintenance cleanup. Black is clearly better. Let's copy this one as a it's like the pronunciation. So all right, this is on this. All right, this B6. Okay, B6. Looks like B6 is the one. Yeah, B6. Text B6. Continues B6. Bishop B3. Bishop A6. C4. Continues B2. B2. B4. Queen 2. Queen 2. Getting another pin. Queen 5. Okay. G4. G4 or Q1. C8. B1. Queen 5. Maybe 3. H3. HC3. HC3. Maybe D8. Maybe 3. Maybe 6. C5. B7. D1. Bishop F1. Bishop F1. Queen's there. A5. G2. A7. H4. A4. B4. D4. D4. C5. Black has the stable advantage. Okay. All right, sounds good. Sounds good. So that's house cleaning. This one. So I think that this one is covered. Let's see who else is not covered here. Let's see. Let's go through the whole thing. Who else has to be accounted for? Okay, this one is like the knight DF3 things. So like this is like okay, this one is already covered. This one, all right? This one is covered. It's like this is the one. Okay, this is the one. This is 5. This is 4. Okay. This is the one. Okay. 6. Yeah. The thing should be 5. Should be 6. 4. So doing the final things before we wrap up today. I'm only asking that I've been getting some very nice games. This is black. Okay, that's very good. Very good. So we're doing housekeeping and we're doing extra things. So I wanna close this file for good and move on next week. That's the thing I'm trying to do. Just moving on for next week. And you were that from exactly. I took a break from reading chats. I want to catch up. That's the thing. So I'm just make sure that we're caught up. That's the thing. So sorry for that delayed response. And well, I think that I already responded to you. I just forget because I'm in locked in mode. All right, locked in mode. Queen 7 or Rook 7. 47. C3. 58. Okay, for 1. Knight G4. Knight G4. Okay, Knight G4. Rook F4. G5. Bishop B3. Knight C5. C2. Knight C4. Bishop D2. Bishop takes B5. What? Okay, it's Bishop B5. A5. This one. Oh, it's like this one. Takes there. All right. Take there. Take there. Takes there. So, oh, it's like this is the crazy because these B5 is the one. All right. All right. So save that one. Go back to this one. Nice perspective. Okay, this one is concluded. Let's go back there. Any more else things that we had to finish up? We're almost done. Almost done. I think we're done. This file is done. Complete. Done. So we have actually covered everything. The Queen 2 line. This Queen 2 line is good to go. Gosh, I got it. We got it. We did the line. We did the line. We looked everything at Queen 2 lines. Yeah. But yeah, we did it. We did it today. We did the due diligence. After 2 hours, we've tackled the Queen 2 line. We can move on. Next week, we'll do other lines. And yeah, that was a good day of work on our part. So yeah. But with that being said, hopefully you have a good day, guys. Good weekend. And I'll see you next time. Bye, guys. See you, stranger. Maybe later. Baby, because it's fast stream. Bye. Nice to see you, guy in the box. Have a good day. See ya, guys. Bye-bye now.